Good evening and welcome to ScareTOUR Sunday Synopsis for Sunday the 16th of February 2020. First up, we'd like to apologise for the lack of video content this week. We visited Yorkshire Scaregrounds and Scream Factory on Friday, and unfortunately the device we were using has been corrupted and we have lost all the video footage from that. So all the atmosphere shots and all the first reaction shots from us have been lost, so we do apologise for that. We will just say Yorkshire Scaregrounds was very dark, they turned all the lights off, we were just given one glow stick between us and we were walking around not sure whether the mannequins or the characters we could see, whether they were real, whether they were mannequins. We got lots of good jumps throughout, lots of good jump scares, and there's quite a few animatronics and things happening all the way through. With the lights turned off, it's a bit difficult to see everything. You can see there's some really nice theming and some nice attention to detail in the sets. And it was a really good event, and we'll have the full review written up soon. From there, we then went up to Scream Factory in Teesside, which was also doing a Valentine's event. They went for a slightly more bawdy, slightly more fun event. There was still some very, very good genuine scares there, and we had an absolute brilliant time there. What we also had is at one point when we were going to grab for a rope, a dildo was thrust in our hands instead. We had lots of sexual innuendo. It was very, very funny from both sides, from male and female characters. It was just good fun, good sort of clean but quite bawdy fun. We laughed so much and we screamed a lot. So look out for the full reviews of those two events coming soon. So on to the actual news of what's happened this week. So first up, we were the first site to bring you all the details of Springfields Fear Park, the brand new Scream Park that is coming on to the Yorkshire-Lancashire border later this year. The team behind it have been involved in a number of different events in the past, and we've seen a bit more detail of what these mazes are going to involve. And we think the concepts are really interesting. We think some of the new tricks that they're coming up with are going to be really good, and it just looks great fun. So check out Springfields Fear Park, check out their website, and we will definitely be going to visit that as part of our tour for this year. Also new this week, Tallys announced a completely brand new ticketing policy. This now means that instead of getting a little ticket that means you have to go, that has all 9 mazes on, and you go from this one to that one to that one to that one, and then when you've ticked off all the 9 mazes, you leave the park and go. They're now introducing something that's more like a theme park where you can choose what you want to do and how many times you want to do it. So if you like the hayride, you could go round and round on that all night. You don't have to do everything else. You're not limited to doing it only once. I'm not sure how this is going to work for some of the smaller attractions or the older attractions like Vixie or the Creepy Cottage, because if you can have a couple of really good experiences in, say, the Wastelands experience, the Wastelands Penitentiary, or the Reckoning, the really big mazes, why would you then go to the other ones? So it'd be interesting to see what happens and how that plays out. It might be a way of the park working out what works and what doesn't work for people. So there are obviously different alternatives. You can choose the mazes you can choose to do the mazes whenever you want to. There are fast track options. There's obviously ultimate fast track options where you can just walk onto any maze at any point you want. So do let us know if you've got any thoughts about how this new ticketing system will work for you. Do let us know. Also new this week, London Dungeon announced a dumping scheme. You can take your partner to the London Dungeon, you can take them on the drop ride at the end, and when the souvenir photo is revealed, it has a sign saying you're dumped across it. Seems a quite expensive way to actually dump somebody. You could just do it via text, but hey ho, it will work for some people, so it really could be quite good fun. Also announced this week, Zombie Nightmare by Wicked Experiences have announced 2 new locations for this spring. So they have the St John's Shopping Centre in Liverpool and the Grosvenor Shopping Centre in Chester. Now, as you know, we've done these in a number of different places: Bristol, Swindon, Hemel Hempstead, and we always have a good time here. Each experience is slightly different due to the location and the shape of the mall and everything. So we always have a good time, so do go and check out Zombie Nightmare by Wicked Experiences. Also announced this week, Farmageddon tickets have gone on sale, and Farmageddon also announced that they're going to be called Farmageddon Evolution. We know nothing more about this because the website hasn't been updated yet, but it's been a couple of years. Farmageddon has been fairly static. They had a big change when they introduced the Beast of Hell attraction, or the updated Beast of Hell. So it'll be interesting to see what they're going to add this year. Are we going to get to see a change to any mazes? We always have a great time at Farmageddon, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Also announced this week, Dark Spirits, which is a new cocktail immersive experience which will involve scares, live actors, and an immersive experience, have tied up with Kraken Rum. Now, Kraken Rum, if you don't know it, over the last couple of years have done a very immersive Halloween type event. And it'll be interesting to see if they're going to bring that side of it to the Dark Spirits, or whether it's just a drink sponsorship brand. But it's going to be fun. We're really looking forward to getting down to Dark Spirits when it opens in Margate later this year. And the fact that we get some nice, decent rum at the same time also helps. Also up this week, Adrenaline Escapes are rerunning their Terror Mall event. They ran this at Halloween last year, and it was quite widely regarded by a number of people. So that is back again next week in Wigan. So if you want to run around a shopping mall, potentially chased by zombies, but also doing some escape room elements, that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Talking of escape rooms, we've been busy with escape rooms the last week or so. So we went to Southend last week, and we escaped from the Forgotten Tomb, and we escaped from the Catacombs. The Catacombs was genuinely terrifying. It always is when we go to Southend Room Escape, and you can read that review on the main website. We also visited Carnival at Panic Room Harlow, which, if you read the review, it sounds like we didn't enjoy ourselves. We did. We're just very disappointed we didn't get out. And the reason we didn't get out was for something called a Houdini lock, which is a trick lock, and we just weren't given enough clues or anything to help us get out. So we were a bit annoyed about that. We wasted a lot of time on that. But it was a great room, really well designed, really well put together. And it's just a shame that our stupidity stopped us getting out of the room. Also, talking of escape rooms, we mentioned Southend Room Escape there. They've announced their lineup into 2021, including rooms such as Phobia and Lycanthrope. So there's always something going on, and they sort of intersperse their horror games with their more family-friendly games. So we shall see what they're doing as they come up. So with that, we shall wind up. We've had a busy weekend. We've obviously been driving through Storm Dennis. Unfortunately, because of the weather, we were unable to get to Scare Kingdom Scream Park this year, unfortunately. And that's because the weather we were on one side of the country, and the weather we would have had to have driven through would have been really appalling, and we just didn't want to risk it. So unfortunately, those who went, I understand it was really good. So unfortunately, we missed out on Rue Pauline's Dungeons and Drag Queens, which would have been good fun. But look out for this week. You know, we went to Whitby yesterday. We went to the Dracula Experience. We've got Yorkshire Scareground, Scream Factory. So all of that will be coming up soon. So don't forget, if you like this style of video and you like this type of news, you know, click like here, click on the subscribe button to always get alerts of whatever we're doing, and we will keep you posted with everything else. But as usual, it's been another busy week for Scare Attractions. I think next week is going to be just as busy. So keep following us on all our channels, and we will bring you all the latest news, exclusive scoops, and more when we can. So with that, we're going to sign off and say, see you soon.